Alright, today I want to tell everyone, I just want to throw some things out there, I think a bit of different content ideas. 5 drastically different things between Australia and United States dirt track racing. Now all my friends are, well, number one is obviously well, this isn't part of the video, but the obvious one is my friends are all racing now in Australia, and it definitely ain't racing here. It's summer in Australia right now. It's good, you have to slam it. And we're back in the race shop. It's a little bit too cold outside, I reckon. Strip, stickers all off. We'll just give you a quick fill in on that. I'll make more videos when I sell this car. It's for sale. I've cleaned everything up. I don't know where I put all those parts. Here they all are. Cleaned all my parts up. Probably get a couple new bearings. A couple of them was a little bit daggy. Yeah, pretty much all that's been going on. Anyway, let's get into it. The first thing is, the difference between the two is the lack of blanket, I call it a blanket sanctioning body. At the very top level in the United States, there's nothing. Everything's track dependent, series dependent, class dependent. Not a lot of unified stuff going on. Talking in the context of Speedway Australia. So the Aussies will know what this is all about. Speedway Australia is pretty much every class, well, most classes, I'm not gonna say all of them, most classes and tracks run under Speedway Australia. All the way from your wing 410 sprint cars, wing or sprint to street stocks, tin tops, junior classes, what else? Even vintage stuff, that is all under one banner, and all the racetracks. The reason for this is number one, insurance and a consistency with the rule books. Every class has their own separate entity, which is a club. That's where it gets a little more complicated. An association, I guess. So that's sort of similar to here. Every class has their rule book, and that's all done independently of Speedway Australia. But Speedway Australia handle the rules, handle the track safety, licensing, so you have to get a license, which gives you insurance, a non-negotiable. It's just a lot more consistent. That's in terms of like every place you go to track-wise runs under the Speedway Australia name. They're all under their safety protocols, etc. And it's good safe. It really puts in perspective racing over here. The tracks really aren't as safe here. They do race a lot better. I'm a little more lucky as well here. I have both USAC and STEDA insurance. I just have the USAC membership just to have it, really, honestly, as well. And STEDA is for my other stuff that it isn't a USAC show. The one gripe I have with that, it's a little I wouldn't say over-regulated, there's just some rules in there that doesn't make sense, but you have to think of that in the context of Speedway Australia is an insurance company, not a racing sanctioning body as such, you know. They're weighing risks, potential risks, rather than what you think's the best thing for your class or safety aspects or something like that. That brings in my next point. American racing is so much more casual. So the process of running an American race, let's compare Australian race. Australian race, you nominate a week before, you gotta be in the pits at absolute stupid early time, and I always have a problem with that. I think getting to the track early makes you feel better about being organized. I think you need to worry about something else, because I know people won't like me saying that, but I love to roll up to a track as late as I can. My stuff's ready, like it's roll out, send it. Like I could turn up in my gear if I'm running late, you know, and roll my car out and it runs. I don't need 4 hours before. Like, well, we have a bit different because I have to travel minimum about an hour and 40 minimum to about 3 hours to somewhere where my favorite tracks like Simpson and Warrnambool, they're all 3 hours plus. It's a full day thing. You're leaving early in the morning. It's good though, you can get some like your pub meal and all that, and you head down, get in the racetrack, show your Speedway Australia license to the gate, get your little discount, sign in, pay your money, get your car scrutineered, logbook signed off, sign into the pit office so you're not late. Before 3:30 usually, 3 o'clock, sit around for a while, finally jump in and race about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock usually at home. Whereas the American experience, which I will get this year, I have had a couple people ask me, it hasn't really been on my mind, and that's my fault. So in America, you're sitting in the shop at about 1 to 2, thinking, the weather's a bit iffy, where are we gonna race tonight? We haven't nominated anywhere, we don't need to. Lucky for Indiana, you're 2 hours from like your furthest racetrack really. It's not that big of a decision. So then you finally decide where you wanna race, you head out. Like I usually drive myself unless I'm running for Wingos, because they're here, I might as well go with them. Yeah, I'm usually waking up, doing my usual day. I'll go do errands in the morning or something. I'll go do stuff, then have lunch, find a nice place for lunch, come back, Yep, my stuff's usually packed the night before anyway. Go whatever racetrack we decided to, could be off the cuff, and even get halfway there. Let's go to the other one, you know. It's super casual. Show up, sign in my nomination there at the pit office. I usually give them my driver's license just for a deposit for the transponder. Say I'm running a 410 sprint car, use a transponder, have a good night. And that's, yeah, usually you're there by 4:30, 5 o'clock even sometimes. 4:30, 4 is pretty nice. Like, you want to be a little early and get your proper spot, but the pits are usually pretty big. People get there about 3:30. So you can have kids in the pits too, no helmets on four-wheelers. The theory is nothing bad happens. Really worry about it, I guess. This end of this last point is the stewarding is nearly non-existent compared to Australia. We are very over-regulated. I don't know, I sort of like it to a point. Steward is a hard job in Australia. It's tricky. America, they're pretty much, I don't really see too much of bureaucracy getting in the way in terms of stewarding. All the race director's really doing is making sure everyone's in their spot, yelling at anyone who's not doing the right thing under yellow, telling people not to brake traction is bad. Not like Australia where you literally have to roll around until you're told you can. Yeah, the stewarding's pretty much non-existent, but you're not protected by bureaucracy either. Like, some guy could just come and kick your ass. You'll see that in a few weeks. One of my good friends, Colin, over here, I accidentally sort of got in there, made a mistake and hit him and flipped him over, and yeah, he's given me permission to put it on, so I didn't really get my ass kicked too much. It's just hitting the helmet. It's a bit of a self-respect with the sprint cars. Like, I've gone into people, but if you're racing here, you get into them sometimes, and I don't feel great about it, trust me. If you race so much, it's bound to happen sometimes. Really do a bad move, expect to get your ass kicked, and it's probably nothing personal. You just probably need your ass kicked, to be honest with you. I wish that happened a bit more in Australia. I feel like everyone races a bit more aggressive and careless down there compared to here, but it's hard to describe. They definitely race harder here, but a lot cleaner. So that brings me to style of racing. Style of racing here is a lot different too. The format's different. The class win cars, you qualify, do 2 heats. Sometimes they do 1 heat now. And feature race, B mains, whatever, shootout, whatever those things are, yada, yada, yada. Dirt modifieds, all them other classes. We usually pill draw, fully inverted the other one. Your B's, C's, features, whatever, done, night's over. It sort of differs a little bit. You can group qualify, 1 heat race only, and every class group qualifies, like the Hornets do, super stocks, modifieds, sprint cars obviously. That's the local format, they all group qualify. 1 heat race, B main, feature. The nights surprisingly don't get done a lot quicker, but we sometimes start a little later. Australia is a lot quicker getting stuff turned around because there is a lot more racing. And like USAC's format, I don't even want to explain it. It's so confusing. Yeah, USAC's format is very confusing. Race the rules you're given. Style of racing in terms of the pit area is a lot different too. It's not I mean, it is to an extent with the good guys because they want nice stuff, but it ain't a hauler contest. Australia, it's literally, it seems like half the racing contest is how nice and big and shined up your hauler is. My dad takes pride in his. He shines his up and likes to do that, which I'm all for. Like, it makes our sport look fantastic back home. But yeah, put your money where your mouth is. Do your work on the track, and friend Trey, he literally has an open trailer and kicks our ass a lot of the time. He kicks the ass of guys who run toters and 45-foot, 44-foot trailers. I'm probably gonna, with this thing behind me, or not this car particularly, or the bolt-on stuff, is I'm pretty much gonna tow a trailer behind my motorhome and go racing that way if I need to go racing. So no real frills. You do your work on the racetrack, and that's pretty much your reputation in a way, I guess. Put nice stuff together. There's definitely nice stuff around, and people take a lot of pride in their stuff. I'm not saying it's all rough and guts and stuff. It's just like people are there to go racing, not shine up their stuff, more or less. Like, you're an American saying, like, annoyed, like, just look up some Australian sprint car haulers. They're absolutely insanity. And credit to the people who put that nice stuff on the racetrack, on the road and at the racetrack. And the one thing that's extremely different, culture difference is insane to me. Canteens versus concessions. I wholeheartedly miss, and I don't even have like fried food much anymore. I'm trying to cut that out as well. Like, I'm going real green. I miss a good chips and gravy. Meat pie, chicken schnitty roll. Can't go wrong with the chicken schnitty roll. That's probably my favorite thing at a racetrack if I eat and I'm not racing. Yeah, American concessions suck. Gonna be brutally honest. There's a couple good ones. Like, I'll be honest with you, one that's caught me off surprise. A lot of the micro tracks. I went to Coles County this year. They have a damn pizza oven, like made to order pizza. which was really sick. At Millbridge, I had the walking taco that was amazing. When I helped Zach Pretorius the night we won there, I had, what was that, a walking taco I think too. Or just maybe nachos, and they were really nice. Anything else? No, absolutely not. Oh, and Paragon has decent hamburgers as well. Like, I didn't know for probably 2 years you can put some fresh shallot on it and it tastes really good. I don't really want something that was cooked probably 3 hours ago and put in a sweaty foil wrapping. Yeah, no, not for $6 anyway. So that's $10 Australian I just put in my head and I'm like, I ain't paying that. I've been sitting there for 3 hours. Drop me some concessions to try. If I'm not racing, I'll try it. I've had a lot of them, but seriously, the micro track stuck out to me the best. I miss, chips and gravy, Maggi gravy, can't go wrong. Chicken Schnitty rolls. I don't really have meat pies a lot, but you sort of see it and you miss it a little bit too, you know. The last thing that's definitely an obvious difference is the racetracks themselves. Now I'm gonna bounce back to my Speedway Australia safety. So Speedway Australia safety has a pretty strict protocol and you're judged off a star system. So like, I think it's the criteria is sort of lighting, catch fence design, wall height, pit gate construction, I guess, pit safety. I'm only spitballing, but this is what I think the criteria would be, just stuff like that. And I know Speedway Australia has a Lux rating for the lighting, which a lot should probably take on here. Fences obviously got to be within code, all that jazz. I'm sure Liz Weaver would be the best person to ask about the full safety standard on that. Does a fantastic job in Australia judging all the, doing all the racetracks and all that. So yeah, our 5-star tracks like Eastern Creek, I think Perth Motorplex, Bunbury, I think they're the only 3 5-star tracks. Everything else is about 4-star, and you have to have a certain catch fence height, amount of cables, fence height, fence construction. And I think a lot of them just get in their head about the fence height and they're not really thinking they can just bowl the track better. So that's the next thing, is track banking. I hate how Australian tracks do this and flatten on the top. And the reason they do this is because they'll put like a straight bank across it, and when the cars move the track around, like, that's what they do. It's like playing with Play-Doh and plasticine, you know? If you push a bump, it'll pull something up, and it'll just try to pull the track around, pull it up like this pretty much. Like, I'll pretty much try, once you push in, the cars obviously laterally load and try like push the track up like that. The reason as well they get the hump in is because Australian tracks are obsessed with packing the top, and I disagree wholeheartedly. Pack the top, but like leave a little bit to push up and make a cushion, because people want to build cushions, but you're not letting any material get up there. Packing it tight and tighter and tighter, then it just gets slick and turns to dust. A few tracks like don't need a cushion, like Simpson, they get really good without a cushion. They just get that grip laying on the fence and just keep tickling it all night. I think Avalon's the same. They looked really good the other week. Madura got a nice little cushion on the wall last year, I remember that. Warrnambool gets sometimes a cushion up there, but it's sort of just fluffy stuff up there. It's not like spongy, so you're still sort of running on a grip lane below it. Heck, even Adelaide got one, but that just looked like, Adelaide's track looked weird, and this is my opinion on it. It looked like it laid rubber, but the top was like on the first night. I'm not going to say the second night because it did lay rubber then too, but I didn't really watch it. But the first night I watched, and it looked like to me that it did lay clean rubber on entry, like across the slider line and down the straightaways. But that top was just so tackier and faster that it didn't come in, but the rubber actually gave you enough speed to clear someone. So credit to them guys for doing that. That was sick, and a lot of them are friends of mine, so so proud of them. The racetrack bleachers aren't the most ergonomic, that's for sure. I really love the sort of stadium style seating like Australia, where you're on the but with cam chairs, so it's like the mound all the way around the track. It's a cool atmosphere. American tracks with the bleachers I sort of get, like you can fit a bit more people in, but I don't know, I like the hill. Really love the hill. With taking your cam chair to a race, sitting on the hill and just in your own comfort, you know. Also, the tracks develop a lot different here regionally. Indiana's weird though, it's everything. So Hobstadt is way different to, say, Paragon in terms of how the dirt is. And then Lawrenceburg's like completely different dirt. Bloomington's clay. Everywhere else is sort of sandy topsoil. Kokomo's different again. It's like real gripped up, hammered down, prepped a lot all night. Same with Hobstot, they're probably the two most similar surfaces, but Hobstot's surface is just something else. It's like running on ice. But like Ohio gets dustier tracks, like they're a bit drier. And you go up towards the northeast and they don't really get the cushions like home. And then you go out west and they're hammered down foot-high curb bull rings that are tacky as, you know. All different styles of driving, and you can just tell when guys come out here and their style is just completely different. Home it's a bit more consistent, I'm gonna tell you that. What I've done is Eldora, where the pits are on the infield. We don't have that at all in Australia at all, but we motor heat on the infield. It gives you that feel, but like when you're on top of your trailer on the infield at Eldora, that is nuts. That was really cool. Your engine heating on the infield, like Lawrenceburg, your engine heat on the push-off chute. Like if you had to, you could push in the pits anywhere. Everest sort of does like you track packing a little bit. Yeah, like Lawrenceburg, you don't need to. Alrighty, I've been rambling for a while. I'll probably show you a lot of that stuff during the year, hopefully. More relaxed next year, I think, just sort of establish myself a little more here and a bit more comfortable, as yeah, it's not comfortable here a lot of the times, so we'll leave it at that, and hopefully next time I give you is a shop tour somewhere.